Infamously failed to close that comeback from 15-5 last time in Rio. The air has changed to quiet trepidation, fear that history might be destined to repeat itself again.
Yeah, Heroic once again robbing them, or trying to at least rob them of a playoff run legacy. This is still a chance for revenge for FURIA, but it's never been more under question.
Strong start's going to be essential here as they embark on the T side. If Heroic pick up where they left off, this one might be too cooked. And I mean, look at the aggression coming through. Already Heroic have confirmed their suspicions. This is not the A play. This is the B exec, and they know that now. They can start poisoning themselves to deal with it. FURIA move in, looking to get this bomb planted. cadiaN going up on an impromptu boost, is not able to stop it, and so it's a 5v5 retake to open up this third map.
Yeah, pistols have held so much weight in this match so far, and Heroic have started to pick up the last couple, so can they keep it cool, keep it going? Queserato cornered, dead to Tesses. There's another man on the ramp. They've got to get through the first line of offense as FURIA have pushed as far as they physically can, trapped at the short side. Art gets overwhelmed and the bodies are falling for FURIA. Only Drop puts up a kill. He needs more. It's now just yuurih. They can get on this bomb. They do have a kit. Jabbi's on the stick, but yuurih pokes his head out, and the sharpened fangs of FURIA steal that pistol round.
And Gary is reminding him, you celebrate those. You celebrate rounds like that. They're the ones that have got to reinvigorate this team and get them back on side. A huge 1v3 from yuurih, who was given all he could back on Mirage. Not enough, but he starts strong to open up this T side for FURIA. A pistol round that looked like it was going to get away from them is saved by one man who rises to the occasion.
But don't jump the gun, Heroic are coming.
Find that opener, Drop dead first to fall in this round. One man
my
lent a helping hand, and Stout really full sends that one there.
He heard the reload, he had to go for it. He felt he wanted that kill badly, but ducked below the box. And even cadiaN gets a second chance at life in this round. Whoa, they're coming. Better get that smoke down. He delays, he hesitates, and he might pay the price. Art will give it up. We've already mentioned in that first map, Heroic, very strong, very potent in these second rounds, a 40% win rate. What cards will they be dealt? A flank through middle on Art, unnoticed for now, or did jabbi get that spot? Eyes are on the prize. They fully rotate just to try and find this rifle. And if they do, Heroic can reset back on B, but they need to kill first, and they miss that completely. Art, he has the round in the palm of his hands. Easy double, lined up for Art. And FURIA looks like the Force will be forgotten about.
Yeah, beautifully done from Art. I mean, no, this has been this guy's kind of whole career, right? Always at the front of the pack, always trying to find these miraculous timings to cook up rounds. And even as FURIA have evolved, you know, that still remains consistent. This is how Art feels comfortable playing. And he delivers salvation to FURIA there after the kind of ropey start to the round, right? Losing Drop, gifted a trade, gifted the 4-on-4. Heroic trying to win the mental battle of this game early. That much is apparent with how they approach the Force buy. They don't just want to win, they want to get in the heads of FURIA.
That's one way to do it, but small victory at least. FURIA sitting pretty with a 2-0 lead in this final map. Last time it was 10-5 on the CT half for Heroic, so we're in a similar situation.
I really believe, you know, the little clutch to open up this game, it just breathes new life into you, right? And you even saw the kind of reluctance to get ahead of themselves, but I like that Gary's there trying to force them into the mindset. Trying to force them to enjoy these lighter moments, the ones where you do something great and just relishing in the limelight a little. This is a mental battle now, as well as this war of attrition across 3 maps. It's about keeping your head in the game.
And arguably a harder job for Heroic. But they've proven that no mountain is too tall, no task too big. Excellent form coming into and continuing in this tournament already. And they still feel they have more to do. It begins with the big bad boss of FURIA, and it follows with Na'Vi. Contact up B right now. FURIA get a couple of smokes here, but the scout from a range will be dominated, so to say. FURIA looks like they have this round in the palm of their hand. The rebuy for Heroic once again sidelined, and that bomb plant will confirm it. Heroic are saving.
Yeah, Heroic have come into this game. This much is apparent. They want to bring heat from the get-go. They want FURIA to be doubting every move they make. That's led them down this river of a couple of, big forces to open up. Going for this one is one that a lot of teams might not have attempted. They pull out a couple of rifles, sure, but it was still hinging on someone having a big performance here. And with that never materializing, FURIA are going to get this delayed gratification of the eco right around the corner. Next round, they've only got 2 rifles and this scout to worry about, right? So the stage set for FURIA to open up nicely here on Ancient. And this was the risk reward of coming in with this mindset if you're a Heroic, right? Because the upside is that you get FURIA in their heads if you win these rounds. If you win these rounds, you're not supposed to win, but you're not supposed to win them. And when you don't, you're letting FURIA build back up a little bit to open up this third.
Yeah, and this is a map where it's very hard, it feels like, for a CT player with a hero rifle to win a round right now, right? Because you're going to have lurkers for FURIA, giving you options to dive away from B hits, go back to a donut split. Almost every position pressured with utility. B smokes leave only default. That gets mollied. There are not many spots where one guy can do it all, so Heroic throw every penny in an attempt to level the playing field. Still a strong start for FURIA, no denying that. But a map that has leveled out in terms of T to CT sidedness, looking pretty 50-50 right now. One thing you can say about this matchup, especially historically, but even from what we've seen today, no game is won in that first half, no matter how hard.
Heroic are really keeping themselves on the edge. The saves have allowed the investments to keep coming through, but it's all on this idea that eventually salvation will arrive. You will win one of these rounds, and they're trying to stake their claim to it here and now. Down getting aggressive.
Don't like that.
He opens up successfully with a 5v4 for Heroic. And so FURIA left clutching at straws to try and find that equalizer. jabbi represents something on that goal over in top mid. Drop holding, gets away with some damage, and there's the follow-up kill. Drop has given them a reason to believe. A way in towards this B site. FURIA don't even have to jump the gun here with a minute left, and Art still over in main. cadiaN out on an island in middle. Options are still open to FURIA here.
This is the bail we were talking about. Even if Heroic try and gamble towards B and lean 2 here, they've got no one in this site, and Art has figured that out. He is walked through center stage and given a platform for this rotation, but he does have to be careful.
Yeah, he can't die here, right? Because the bomb's coming in to try and join him, and Heroic have actually repositioned, believing that this isn't the commit to be. They've got a second man lending his rifle towards this defense over at A. sjuush mollied out in the back of Donut. An important fight for cadiaN to win.
Got to run him down.
jabbi's right here, but he's not going to stop that bomb plant. Instead, looking for a trade, looking for the equalizer. Nothing gained, nothing offered. FURIA just tucked in, and now they go swinging.
That's brutal.
And with that execution of jabbi, it's the round to follow. Drops even in position to knock out some of these saving players. And so Heroic, who have been on the edge at every turn to open up this game, and now finally put onto eco. And this gives FURIA a serious leg up on this T side.
Oh, they've got nothing here, Harry. Stout may not survive the night. FURIA, nothing to lose on this hunt. They're going to go for it. And the bomb gets him from across the map. I was wondering, that radius pretty large right now. Wrong site, but just as successful. Damn, what a way to go. And what a split back into A as well. Felt like the pieces were there for Heroic with still control towards Donut. Jabbi with advanced position to try and help stop that split. Drawn to the wrong angle, allowing Safe to plant. They even go fast down middle. No fear for FURIA in this round, even with Heroic on eco. They know nades won't be there. The only threat is an aggressive pistol rush. Heroic will not provide. Tess says, fighting his demons at B, he cannot aggress. He gives up a kill. The site is open for business. Meanwhile, FURIA look again for this A split. It's better defended than previously, but it still might not be enough.
Yeah, it's going to rely on one of these pistols going huge. Not a bad way to start out of jabbi. sjuush trying to silence the arena, but it's jabbi with his deagle, his trusty sidearm that looks to make it so. Bomb away from FURIA now, and a round that was meant to be a walk in the park ends up turning sour, ends up turning against them. And yuurih will be hounded down. He will be hunted here. You will see him fighting to the death in this 1v4. They know they've got him pinned in. They can play off of each other here, and it doesn't even require a second man. Heroic with the pistols put a stop to FURIA's roll. Deny that 5 in a row, deny that freebie round that was meant to come down the pipeline. And it's jabbi with that deagle that gets Heroic their first on the board early in this match.
Yeah, and it's off of an A gamble, but it's really just one man who hits every head. FURIA won't go quiet. Art might run this Molotov. He doesn't know it. He's full blind inside of the smoke. Gets that second one off, but sjuush will still trade. And now he's on the clock. Flashed and mollied himself. Don't know how he survives. FURIA allow him to exit middle. And Heroic curious still. Stout taking big risks with this spam right now. yuurih's on the other side, but they're focusing on mid. Flashing jabbi back into a corner. Furia's util is doing nothing to stop Heroic. They are still fighting for this one. Another nade in. Another swing ready to receive. cadiaN plants his molly in the right place. Doesn't look like it. Too deep. Jabbi remains with massive info, allowing for a B setup. cadiaN clawing back to that site in time as FURIA lay up their limited utility. They're going to bring the fight to FURIA.
Drop's seen this, gets the info on the jiggle at ramp. FURIA launching all these nades. They know the plan is now known by Heroic, so they try to pick up the pace. It's the only thing in their favor. Dropping yuurih with the openers. Just cadiaN left to get past, and they will. jabbi moves in. Silent on the approach. sjuush takes up this long side. They're going to try and pincer this in a 2v3 retake. FURIA have got to believe that Heroic is still going for it. No one moving a muscle. No one wants to be that first man to fall, that first man to fail, and it's success for Safe. Swinging out.
Safes look solid, man. Every post spawn, just finding those perfect timings, hiding out on default on both sides, waiting 10-15 seconds, enough time that Heroic can't hold for that re-peak anymore. And as soon as they amass an attempt at going for the player, he will swing. He will bring that fight.
And, you know, it feels poetic with us ending up on Ancient, with FURIA looking good out of the gate. In the way that this is a revenge matchup for them versus Heroic, their chance to do what they could never do last year at the Major in Rio. Even look prior to that, when we saw them in Antwerp, Ancient featured there, and Spirit embarrassed them on this map. It wasn't even a contest.
Yeah, that was a fast FURIA as well. That was them still very much rushing out middle every single round, not calling off, not mid-rounding. They would lose rounds in the opening 20 seconds. It's not the FURIA we've seen in this map so far. They do lose that kill though, beating the Molotov. They're forced forward. Jabbi traded for one. Keeps Heroic in this in a 4-on-3, and they're still making moves. Still coming in on flanks and dropping bombs while they do. Drop's got to go for something here, but he has been spotted. Moving up behind the smoke. Tessus looks away, and Drop catches that perfect timing as cadiaN feasts again. 2-on-2 now. FURIA flip the script. They are split in two. If Drop can evaporate and go back through spawn, there is no one on A. Even sjuush almost caught looking the wrong way. This one's tense.
Right now, FURIA could alleviate all worries if they follow through with this A play. Drop's just trying to join up with cadiaN in top mid, and he gets the spot, gets the info that someone's taking middle away. They're going back in a B where Down rests, but gone, unable to offer up that kill to hold back the coming tide of FURIA. Drop, the youngster, the young gun, makes it happen, and now it's sjuush, who's got to live up to his name and silence the whole arena in this clutch. Wrap from the long side. And even then, awaiting him is cadiaN from the cave. He knows he can't win this round. And so he runs for the hills. FURIA 6-1 up and still hungry for more. They want to remove this AWP and any chances that Heroic might have to turn this around in the short term.
Those hills have eyes, Harry. They know exactly where he's gotten to. Still given the option to save. FURIA don't quite get there in time, but they do field 6 T rounds, already beating that of their last attempt on this stage against Heroic. It's certainly a strong start. But for Heroic, is it a weak finish? Is this a team that dies at the end of the night?
After that last game in Rio, the one that we keep referencing, the one that it lives in your nightmares if you're FURIA. Art said, cadiaN said in an interview that he let loose a bit, that he was just going crazy, playing individually, and he said that he learned something about himself in that game, even if it didn't go their way. And with him showing a good face, with the best foot put forward to open this, it's that time for cadiaN to show off the lessons that he picked up in this matchup last time. FURIA scaling on this T side. Quickly getting out of control, getting out of hand. Heroic know that they're kind of running out of time to stem the bleeding here.
Not just learning for cadiaN, but teaching as well. He taught Heroic a lesson in that first map. He can return to anywhere near that form. This could just be a wipeout. FURIA, I've loved the pace of this T side. Lot of late mid takes. Now we finally have an AWP to receive. cadiaN, a fight made for him, but he ducks too low, and Art takes his head off the top. FURIA poised for another fast push into this A site. They're going to go back in through red. Bomb on Donut. No one here to stop him. Minimal resistance for Heroic. Tessus needs a multi-kill, and he is out in the open. Stown can come through. Stown can be a little weird here, try and trade him out. Pop through the smoke, but they're being patient right now, and patience pays dividends. cadiaN killed escaping. They know Art's in the corner, but he survives the fight, and FURIA one by one are being fed these opening kills. sjuush, they line up, it's not enough, and Jabbi is a dead man walking. Art wants to teach him a lesson and put on a masterpiece on this wall. It's his own blood, and will FURIA regret it?
If that ends up being anything here, that could derail all this momentum for FURIA. If they recover it, it's one that you can laugh about, but Jabbi trying to get tricky with it. Can't quite locate the bomb, taps on it, but Yuurih's got his number. And so that round is one that FURIA don't have to look back on with a grimace. They can laugh about it.
Sometimes the crowd bites back, Harry. Sometimes it's not always to your favor. And Art learns a lesson today as well. But I love that FURIA are in the mindset to be going for those kind of moves. 7-1 T-side on Ancient right now. Heroic, they are in trouble. It's a fast pistol push, but as we've said, FURIA have been patient with their mid takes. They will not run into this danger zone. They spray, they pray, and they find two, but it's done right back. Down with a nade combo. Gonna go for guns, go for broke. Heroic pick them up in middle, or at least attempt to. sjuush is lost in the source. This bomb has already made its way out A. Safe needs to cover down these lines of sight, and cadiaN might be forced to save his. There is no one near.
Yeah, every bone in Heroic's body knows to give this round a look in, knows to give it a go, but they're risking a lot by moving the AWP around, as you say. cadiaN took some liberties investing in it here. That screams that he knew that he might have to make a heroic play, be the difference maker, and this is the round for it. As he rounds the corner, Safe dominates him in the head-to-head, and so now it's sjuush with this scavenged gun from the hands of FURIA in mid, left to try turn the tide, and he'll write it off. Not even destined to give it a go. FURIA doing what they couldn't last time, pulling ahead, taking a lead, and showing no signs of slowing down. And what's so reassuring is it's not a one-man army. It's not cadiaN versus the world. Everyone from FURIA in this third map has had their moments.
Yeah, this
from yuurih in the pistol with a huge 4K and a 1v3 to guys like Safe winning important head-to-heads in swing rounds, in swing moments. It's all there. This is FURIA at 100%, giving it all they've got. And where the last time these teams met, it felt like they'd spent too much energy. They'd ran out of steam. They've kept a lot in the tank here. And so it's an entirely different beast that Heroic have got to try and tame.
If you can't tame it though, you got to kill it. Put it down. The Heroic have the tools for that. I mean, this was a game even spearheaded by Drop, the bottom performer of the series coming into map 3. But his B entries have been powerful. We've now got the phase execute on A. Oh, the smokes for cadiaN. Can throw a volley into this site. Temple, Donut, CT, everything eluded. Heroic must pick their positions wisely. That smoke did miss there. sjuush is given a little bit of room behind the boxes, and so cadiaN will fight forward with him, trying to push them right back out of this exec. That smoke will decide it. FURIA cannot commit, and so they must go back to the drawing board. When they dig deep, what do they find? Maybe more Heroics.
Trying to make a play in the mid-round, down flashed in. Beautiful way to turn the tide of this one and deliver that 5v4. There was nothing that FURIA could have done. And so now their forces are stretched thin across the map. They didn't get to make the opening move they were looking for at A, and Heroic were the ones to lay out that opener. Drop over at ramp, trying to contain, gets caught pulling the nade, and so the trade is found immediately. Heroic won't let up here. This is their chance to reapply that pressure. FURIA attempt to grind back in, but into the crossfires of this A site. They don't like what they see. cadiaN provides the kill for the plant, for the opener, but he will be a dead man, and so this is yuurih, another clutch, and it's asking too much of him. Heroic with the rifles keep applying pressure in that round. It's another 4-round streak that they stifle to get their second on the board, but it can't afford to be a flash in the pan. It can't afford to be a one and done. Heroic might be an incredibly resilient team, but it still hinges on giving themselves room to work with.
Yeah, we're not seeing that individual flair that came through early on Mirage, right, with some of the moments that Heroic had, some of the snappy shots, the cool clutches from cadiaN. We need a team of heroes right now, because that's exactly what FURIA have brought to this third map. Not easy to reset off that loss. Both teams have had to deal with it. But who will fare better? Uh-oh, Molotov. Hart has to run. Heroic keep pressure on the B side, but right now Long is the only worry, and that's where the AWP is boosted for. Ooh, the spam is great to save, knowing this AWP's probably in play. Tesses has yet to re-peek. If he does it dry without a flash, he will pay the price. Giving it a jiggle now. Oh, dangerous cross. But he gets back out. He can play a safer position now. Re-smoke on the ramp. They're already through. Stavn needs to spray. Trying to hit pre-fires. Trying to hit wallbangs. Anything he can. As soon as he's in their vision, he's in danger. 2 kills, though. They come through the smokes. Heroic play ahead of the execute. And that's what they've been trying to do on both sides on this CT side. Not let FURIA's utility dictate anything. 2 on 5. Dead in the water. And with no bomb either, FURIA may think about the save.
Yeah, just going to look to group up and save together. Safety in numbers, that's all FURIA have right now. So Heroic will start this streak. They will start putting consecutive rounds on the board. Sometimes you don't realize you're at the turning point until the tides have already changed. Heroic are trying to build upon this CT side now, right? Locking out a B play, locking out one of these finishing moves from FURIA that's felt successful for them so far. Putting a stop to that just removes one tool from Art's arsenal.
And finally, the first time up for FURIA. It's the only time they've felt pressure. As you said, 2 rounds in a row. Perfect time to call it. Get ahead of this issue. You still won your T side at bare minimum. But you could do so much more. You could push Heroic into the dirt in this first half. Rub their face in the mud. Heroic with a clean 5 alive round. That's at least the setup for a recovery on the CT side, and they need that right now. Such a strong team on the defensive half. The Wolf Pack that roams. Heroic need the bite as well as their bark. Back out mid quick. Art's just been making these plays, man, and Heroic have started to respect it and expect it. Give him full reign. He'll get up towards red. Eventually, as Heroic realizes no B hit, they can rotate cadiaN back to watch this red room cross. Right now, there's a huge gap that FURIA could exploit.
Leaving gaps like this when Art is still alive is always a scary idea, right? Because if anyone's going to find them, if anyone's going to find that unlikely timing, that one gap that exists, it will be Art.
It's just the expectation that it's covered, right? He hasn't made a move. He knows he's got a power position right now. Patience will pay off if he waits. And man, they're coming for him, but they look good to trade. 2 men clearing red late in the round. Art needs to cover his teammate right now. cadiaN goes for the clear. He dies. And nice trade out. But cadiaN, this is a crucial shot versus the start of Heroic. He can't win it, even with the flash. Meanwhile, Heroic crunch mid. They know the B hit's coming.
Yeah, they're going to start shuffling the forces around to deal with this already. Tesses lets them in up ramp, but now you know FURIA are in B, and everyone starts scrambling as a result. Double through cave and drops caught on an awkward timing. Jabbi opens up. Molly's off the cave with a cave split. And not his intention, not what they wanted. One misstep, just going to waste a couple of seconds here, but that can really matter down the line. Yuurih's been allowed to get set up as a result. This Mac 10 shines in with 2, and that one miss Molotov might be too hot to handle unless Stavn can do it in the clutch, and he can't. Revenge is a dish best served, bleeding hot. And with that missed molly, FURIA are quick to capitalize. That's a 2v4 offered up from yuurih and safe. And that feeling of elation that you're not letting Heroic build, you're not letting them embark on these streaks. And for someone like Drop, he can breathe a sigh of relief. He was caught on a super awkward timing in cave. He's relegated to watch beyond the grave. And he sees his teammates do right by FURIA, do right by the squad, do right by him. They close it out. Heroic using another timeout. I think that speaks volumes as to where this game's at.
And no matter how good you are at holding your head together in these games, and this scoreline in a 4v2 to lose a round to your own utility that allows yuurih to get into position like that, that is a tilter. I don't care who you are. You could be a goddamn sports psychologist. That one's gonna piss you off. And FURIA, it lights a fire underneath them. They swarm middle. Shot through the smoke for saffee. Another double setup does steal revenge. And so FURIA jumped the gun once again, but I can't really blame them. Not after rounds like these. stavn tries to finish the job, but they break their way back in.
2v4 in the last round, 2v5 in this round, and they've already come close to leveling the playing field here. Bomb's not really being held either, so FURIA have got path to grab this package. It's a tactical move from Heroic to not scramble and play entirely around the bomb. Instead, they're playing for the extremities, and saffee with that backstab now leaves it all unsafe. He's going to try and take this gap up through middle. This is a ballsy way to play it, a ballsy way to approach this clutch, but he is just hoping and praying that he has found the correct gap, and right now he has. sjuush turns his attention back around to hold for exactly this play. But saffee keeps it wide, low and slow on the approach.
And now sjuush feels like he has the angle, but the timing is just perfect. saffee has to silent drop here. Oh, it's being considered now. No noise. sjuush, oh, the timing. He turns, and saffee takes that shot, but it's only a tag. sjuush is now given a chance to call for support. The Glock is out again for saffee. This might allow a plant, but he looks for more kills. Hunting down Heroic. The spam and the support from CT will just be there in time. He needed that killing blow on the first shot.
Yeah, that being a tag, that's what kind of stifles the whole round, really. As you pointed out, it just let sjuush by a few more seconds. Meant that CT player was there ahead of time. Meant that the donut guy's drawing attention away. And so that one shot that just sails a matter of pixels too deep ends up making all the difference. The odds were always going to be against you, but you needed it to come cleanly, and when that doesn't happen, it's a done deal. Over in mid, Jabbi's on a timer, run out by the MAC-10s. FURIA are coming at them fast here. A pacey round thrown back in the faces of the Danes. It's getting stifled, it's getting slowed. sjuush up on the boost, replicates rounds gone by with a spray down, and for saffee, he's living on borrowed time. The backstab lands, and Heroic start to build back into this half late.
Man, they are just such a powerful team. It feels so hard to shut Heroic out of a round, of a map, of a series. No matter what FURIA have done on this first half, that 8-1 lead, the ridiculous clutch close rounds, and still Heroic hold their heads high with thousands of people cheering for their very demise. You've got to give respect for that. Competitors to the very end. But what will the history books say? The final force for FURIA, and a B hit is their best option. cadiaN, this is very scary. If they run him cave, surely traded, but they're looking for a ramp hit. saffee gets a smoke down just in time. The Molotov as well allows them to fight, but saffee is happy to do so. He's got the better gun. He'll dish out death. 2 dead. They're in the sight. stavn chases as well, and Heroic little respect at the end of the half as they manage to close it out with 6. It's a solid recovery, but FURIA still sit not far from a bright future.
A tale of revenge beckons. FURIA up 9-6 at the end of that first half. Heroic grinding their way back in towards the very end with 3 in a row has given a spark of hope for the Danes to hold on to. FURIA doing everything in their power to take full advantage of this position. Last time we found them on Ancient, they were having to do the impossible and pull it back from 15-5 down. This time, they're sat in the lead, and they want it to be different.
Let's test Heroic's metal, shall we? What do they got left in the can? Quick up B, yuurih spots it. Bomb makes its way through, but no one's here for FURIA. Right now, they're on a retake. And these are smokes you can't commit through, not with the USPs. FURIA must respect the exec. They've got to come through late. Julie's on cadiaN is the last to join the fray, and Heroic have ample time to get set up. You'll notice a Molotov as well, buying more and more seconds with re-smokes, re-mollies. FURIA are locked out right now, and time is not in abundance.
Yeah, can't get away from you quickly, but Art is a man who's willing to play with some pace to counter the clock. He ends up feeding the beast, and now the kills start to flip back the other way. Heroic, they've got to get past yuurih, who won the first pistol with a stellar clutch. He's looking to repeat it.
No time.
Looking to make magic happen, but the time gets away from FURIA. There's no winning this for yuurih anymore. Heroic have taken that first step to turn the tides of this game. They cook up a winning pistol round, and they put a stop to yuurih in the clutch.
It's a sigh of relief, especially with how that first one came through as well. But Heroic, man, they calculated that to a T. They had everything they needed in terms of util to get in and get out with the bag. FURIA won't even force buy in the second round either. They want rifles as soon as they can. And Heroic get to reap the rewards. Art even has a Zeus in this round.
This one's Heroic's through and through, and FURIA already came to terms with that when they ecoed here. Their goal is this next round, right? The idea of stopping Heroic from ever even tying this up. That's what they're focused on right now. This one's a feel-good Heroic round, one where you can just take some liberties, go hunting, make that money, and so they're going to do exactly that. It's this next one that's the true test of FURIA's metal.
Yeah, it's one thing to pull a comeback all the way and not complete it. It's another thing to lose a lead. That one, that would break your soul, every fiber of your being in a third map. FURIA need to start strong before those thoughts come creeping in. cadiaN's quick, right out mid, look at him go. Art-esque, and up against the man himself on a spam. cadiaN does not care, he does not relent. He hears the reload, and he goes for more. Art will sneak all the way back to spawn. Meanwhile, Heroic are ready to go B, but because of the room cadiaN has provided, as he leaves mid entirely, FURIA do what Heroic did best, and they re-clear red. Look at the B site. It is open for the taking. Only yuurih here, and again, no kit for FURIA leaves them in the firing line.
Yeah, they've got to hold the line. I caught looking the wrong way. yuurih is not ready for the cave split. Smoke blooms weirdly. Actually locks out this cave component, but FURIA are lacking the manpower here. They've spotted Drop trapped in the corner. Mollies won't find him, but the nades will. And even though Safe has reclaimed the kill in amidst all the madness, gonna take more than that. How's it for a double? Is that enough to entice FURIA in? Anytime Safe offers something up, the response is immediate. And so Heroic, they'll grind their way through to get this equalizer. Now it's a level playing field. Now you can forget about how this game started if you're the Danes.
If you're Heroic, you're just happy you're getting to end this map on your T side, right? Now you get to control the pace. cadiaN gets to pull out his strat book, his pocket picks, make little crazy plays. When they're sitting CT side, you're at the beck and call of FURIA's rotations. Where do they want to drag you to? And Heroic, as a result, had to make so many double pushes, so many little plays, down ramp, out middle, clearing red. Now Heroic, they write the script. Where will this story take us? Is it one of revenge, or is it one of heartbreak again in Rio de Janeiro? The
pistols have been dealt with very cleanly. cadiaN dead up on the boost after only one, just too much for one man to do. Safe, gonna get out with a kill there on Stown. But how much further can he really take this? Flashes rain in to try and lend a helping hand.
Yeah.
They've successfully scared the bomb. Heroic having to change their mind on where this one ends up.
Why not? Nothing wrong with this.
All the way back to B, putting some distance between themselves and these two remaining FURIA players. And that fact alone could just be the recipe to the round win here.
By the time you realize you're already out of position, you're already out-rotated, Heroic knew there were two players there, and then the question comes, do we save? And obviously the answer is yes. FURIA can't go any further than this. Heroic offer up a peace treaty. Guns for the round. FURIA will take it.
And this is where, you know, Heroic only just take the lead. They're only one round ahead, but it's the fashion that these rounds have gone down in. It's that FURIA were once sat 8-1 in this game, and now they've lost that lead. At this moment, so those, you know, 5-6 guys down there on the stage, it's gonna feel like this is slipping through your fingers. And Heroic, they know how impressive what they're doing is, right? They know that it's not easy, sometimes not even feasible to bounce back from being 8-1 down. And they're doing it concisely right now.
And for Art as well, the guy we've been talking up so much on this FURIA team, the guy who seemingly made an identity change with the way he plays, not just in positions, but in style as well. 1 and 6 in opening duels off of that first half. 5 and 16, bottom of the entire server right now. No time for your captain to go quiet. And how does that affect the calling too? He must rely on his superstars, on his AWPer. Heroic continue to pick up the pace.
Yeah, and you're up against an entirely different Heroic now. These are the environments they thrive in. You give them a back foot that they're able to turn around and start capitalizing on, and suddenly it's a whole different team.
And whatever they've been doing on the C side, it's been 4-1. It's been 4-1 here, 4-1 there. cadiaN out middle, 4B. Now Tess is lurking, 4B. Heroic leave no chance for the individuals of FURIA to shine. They ensure trades at a bare minimum with these rounds. Gonna swap out, send sjuush into mid. Tessa's back with all these nades to support with flashes. They get that control. FURIA gamble on the sides. They go 3B. Art watches the back line. But again, Heroic will pitch up with a B execute. And the pressure is on FURIA to respond.
Yeah, this is around where FURIA just have next to no info, right? This is trying to make a bit of a read, a bit of a gamble with the triple B. They've completely conceded middle, so they've got to bear in mind that even that could be a problem. But as far as gambles go, this one looks like the right read. They've still kept 3 here, and Heroic are now looking to move in. This is the best chance that FURIA have had to repel one of these B plays, so they've got to do it now, or else it might never materialize. Heroic up through the ramp, drop, first point of contact, only good for that first kill. Tess bam down low, is finished off by Art, but they lose yuurih in cave. Every kill, the trade is immediate. Heroic keeping the pressure applied as FURIA start to scramble, rotates around. Jabbi swinging out at long, might be low on health, but he still takes that kill that tips the scales. And now FURIA is saving. They write this off. They couldn't repel the B play in spite of having all their pieces in the right place.
And the ball of death continues to roll downhill, crushing FURIA in its path. Say fighting for survival, hit some crucial shots, but it's still Heroic with an 11-round T-side right now, yet to drop a single round in the second half. Quite the recovery. And one that FURIA can feel slipping through their fingers. Can they harness the energy of the room, of their fans, of their countrymen? Or is the mood getting a little too somber for FURIA?
Yeah, I think this is the moment where, you can always feel the emotions from last year coming back. The idea that as much as they've given, it might not be enough to stop this well-oiled machine of Heroic. As mentioned, an 8-1 lead that now sees Heroic up.
Look at this ace split. They've got the deep CT smoke. Safe has to go through if he wants to fight for it, because cadiaN was alone on an island.
Oh my god, they come barreling through. Relentless aggression into the red room, and now Stown is trapped. Stown is stuck here. cadiaN sees a barrel, and cadiaN, last man standing. 1v4. It should be impossible, but that's never stopped him before. Line up in middle, and Drop won't let it come through. It's a big sigh of relief moment for FURIA. There is something they can do in this second half.
They did exactly what they had to. That round was going to be lost if they didn't all dive through that smoke. There was a 4-1 in play. cadiaN, as good as he is, he could not hold the full split from Heroic. So Safe absolutely saves the day. He's been doing it all map as well. This is the guy. Did it against FaZe. And does it again. Ooh. Broke up the ante. Orb into cave immediately. You don't even expect this gun here, let alone on this timing. FURIA have mid, but flank will be held. Oh, cadiaN misses that. His teammate walks in front of his shot, and so he never sees yuurih enter. He will make him exit from the round. Jabbi's up B. Drop doesn't know, and he might find out the hard way. Great shot from Drop, and it's the bomb that comes tumbling down. How has he held on?
And he's not done yet. Really wanting to have his say. Oh, he is done. cadiaN with the nade. Combined with the dink, you don't want this round to spiral, not off the Drops Heroics. Him and yuurih have done their side of the deal in this B hold, right? Going 3 for 2 like this. It's a good trade for FURIA, and so now they've got to capitalize. These were the moments that were breaking them on that previous map of Mirage. They have to stick the landing now, with cadiaN still very much in the picture. Tessez alongside him. Heroic are biting back. These are the back-breaking rounds. These are the ones that hurt the most. And cadiaN is left as stewing it as that 3v2, that 4v2 that FURIA fought for, reduced to ashes before your very eyes. And it's Heroic taking a torch to him.
Off the back of a 1-round win as well. There's no worse ways to go. Resetting the loss bonus back 1 stage. And immediately losing. Fantastic round from cadiaN. The trade on his teammate, the nade onto the guy, putting up glorious hold on the B-bomb site, and he just keeps going, man. He just keeps hounding him down. cadiaN is feeling it right now, making the T-side all work. Putting FURIA in the grave.
Rounds like that, they hurt so much under regular circumstances. It's going to hurt more for FURIA now, because they know that that was their way in. That if you're not converting those sorts of rounds, then you probably don't have it in you to close out the game. It was exactly what we saw back on Mirage as well. I said, I feel like in all the worst possible ways, you're getting these repeats of history. It's not a nice feeling. A rundown, a run through of the A site. Heroic blistering pace about them. And FURIA once again, a man down, and rounds gone by. They would be saving here, but this retake attempts to come through out of desperation. This isn't on belief. This isn't from the angle that they felt like they could do it. They felt like they had to. And it costs them everything.
One shot for Safe, that's all they required. He had that first entry, he had that first hold, and Heroic blitz him from afar. We are seeing Heroic play like they don't care what they're up against. They don't care what this arena wants. And now 3 rounds away from doing it back to back. And to even think who's lying in wait as well, Na'Vi, team that FURIA have beaten on this stage, but a team that Heroic have had a tenuous history against, a back and forth battle from event to event. An even matchup if they can get there. To think this is just the first boss in the way.
And, you know, think about how this game started. Heroic were going for a lot of these uncharacteristic forces out of the gate, really trying to apply pressure, really trying to get in the heads of FURIA. cadiaN is a smart man. He knows that right now he's got them doubting everything. He's got them on the run. The longer you can stay here, the better. Oh, gets 1 kill through that smoke.
But again, look at jabbi.
jabbi's trying to make up for it, trying to make amends. Trying to give them this back door into the B site. He's got a man trapped. The spam nearly connecting. Drop. Hanging on for dear life, calling for help, but help can't arrive in time. Art, spotted on that jump up to the ledge, isn't allowed to play into the round. And as has often been the case, Heroic, they leave themselves with options. They leave themselves with get-out clauses in rounds like this. They've got jabbi and sjuush both pressuring other avenues on the map here.
Yeah, this kill cuts the contract in half. It just gives Heroic the A site and the donut split for free. They don't jump the gun though. They allow jabbi again to work room. From the cave pick back to mid. Safe is here, not for long, and now they can collapse upon this B-bomb site. sjuush is pulled back, jabbi continues on his hunt, and he is wasting so much time, so much attention of FURIA. As the entries come in, jabbi sells him down the river, and Heroic fight 14.
And they can feel, you know, they can feel the game is in their pocket now. It might have been a slow start, but it's not about how you start. It's about finishing strong, and no one knows that better than this team. Heroic with one hell of a recovery arc here on Ancient. A grudge match. And one that looks to keep up, one that looks to keep being a theme, that this Heroic squad are the bane of Brazilian Counter-Strike. cadiaN is left saving an MP9 for crying out loud. And Heroic are now poised to take this. As they see it, they are moments away from progressing into that semi-final and facing off against Na'Vi. There's no doubt in my mind that that's where their brains are at.
Yeah, they know it. And it's a Na'Vi that are in championship form as well. There's no doubt about it. We've seen a great face out of Na'Vi. And while FURIA would relish at the opportunity to fight the team they beat in the quarterfinals, that they eliminated on this same stage at Rio, back at the major, they may never get the chance. And it's all falling through the brains now. 6 rounds straight, or it's another Heroic story.
Okay, Serrato's going to keep running with the MP9. That gives him an option if this goes to 15 for Heroic, but it's not the option you want. It's not the lifeline you're looking for. FURIA, they've got to get on the board again here and now, or else this one's going to go decisively against them on the tail end of this map, the tail end of this series. Heroic just grouped, hitting the B site. Pulling up with a full disrespect, moving in. They cut down yuurih, and already the round should just be written off. FURIA are locked out of B, as has so often been the case. They just can't repel this. They can't deal with this, and Heroic are really limit testing what is capable from this T side.
Yeah, it's what they did on CT as well, right? Think about those smoke pushes, those aggressive rounds, the lack of respect they gave FURIA in their hometown. They pushed through every bit of util. They run them down. And they kill them where they sleep. And again, jabbi, what a game he has had. A big game player, a stage player for the latest edition of Heroic. He's not even been here a year. and he has been a huge part of why this team has propelled from a team on the cusp of greatness to one that has and will continue to achieve it. Even lifting a trophy in Copenhagen. And they've got their eyes on the big one here as well as in Rio. I can tell you that 15 rounds, 5 kills away. Heroic make this arena a morgue. And when the fans filter out, who's going to bury the bodies?
And you know, up until now, FURIA have always had reason to be hopeful, always had something to hold on to, right? But they know in their heart of hearts that this one might be too far gone, that it's happened again. In front of the home crowd, the Danes have risen up. They're giving it all they've got. If you're going to go out, you want to go out on your terms. You want to go out fighting. And so they try to bring the heat early, but it's all damage dealt their way. With drop low. And these B plays is the cornerstone of Heroic's game plan here on the T side. This has got all the makings of GG. Safe, the first man to fall. The one guy who's offered up valiant performances on this third map has been removed. And so cadiaN, all hopes of an A-hold now rest solely on his shoulders.
Again, smoked out as well. He's getting pressured, pushed, and punched. Only 1.5. It's not enough at this point in the game. They try go back. Odds fed a couple, but they trade it out, and they can set their sights back on B. This is falling through the cracks for FURIA, and it's yuurih versus Heroic.
cadiaN and his boys have cemented themselves as the kryptonite to FURIA now. The main antagonist of Brazilian CS. This one man left to get past. This one sole glimmer of hope that FURIA are desperately clinging to is all that stands between Heroic and these semi-finals in Rio de Janeiro. Stown and Jabbi are up for the task. yuurih left in an unenviable position. Everyone, all eyes are on yuurih, trying to keep this afloat. He's moving up, moving in, but held by this man in the corner. Jabbi doesn't activate in time. Stown left in the clutch, playing with the hearts, playing with the minds of everyone, but he can't take it. yuurih delivers, and he's just got that defuse to keep the dream alive for FURIA.
One final injection of energy. That might be all it is. But if FURIA can harness it, who knows where this evening takes us. That is a massive clutch for yuurih. 1v3. When eyes were already welling with tears, when cracks in the heart were forming, he tells them, no, it is still possible. We are in this.
It takes tremendous resilience to do what he just did. The job's not done. But that gives you a bit of faith, that gives you something to hold on to, something to fight for. It was in this position last year where cadiaN turned to the guys and they embarked on that comeback after he said down the line, like, let's just go crazy with it. You got nothing to lose. They've got to hope they can harness that energy, because while they fell short last time, they at least got it to OT, they at least got there.
And I wouldn't want it to be easy for Heroic. I wouldn't want them to get a FURIA rolling over with a one-round CT side. If you want to do this, if you want to be the bad boys against Brazil, you better prove it when they're still believing. You better come back not once but twice. And you better make a statement. This round could be it.
Timing on this boost, cadiaN just gets put in position at the right moment, drops down after one, has support from his AWPer, but not needed so far. cadiaN finally dealt with. Safe is the next point of contact, the next line of defense to try and save the day for FURIA. Goes 1 for 1, does what he can, but they're here and set up to trade. FURIA are falling down in so many of these moments, and this one, with everything on the line, with it all to play for, the comeback left hanging in the balance. This is the one where they've got to deliver on it. And through the smoke, Art strikes. Does not forgive nor forget. It's cadiaN in this clutch. 1v3. And this was how he broke them back on Mirage, but this time, first shot sails past, second meets his maker, but he's out of ammo now. Onto the Deagle, cadiaN brings it close, but Art carries them over the line, and FURIA is still in this.
I was ready for the lineup. They were right there. Art was low, but even Divine Intervention, we know it's in FURIA's pocket. They've shown it before, and they survive another tirade of angry Danes, Vikings on their door. FURIA fight for more. 2 rounds out of a required 5 straight. Ancient went to overtime last time around. Why not do it again?
You know, in the back of your mind, all it takes is one opener, one chance smoke shot, and this can spill out of control. This can still go against FURIA, and they've got to deal with that pressure every damn round that they play. It is a huge undertaking that they're trying to embark upon right now. And when you're up against Heroic, you never get a moment of relief.
They heard this rotate. Testes has room, he knows it. Even though Art's still got his eyes on, if Heroic can provide enough pressure on this B hit, Art might be drawn away from the true objective. This flank gives Heroic options, and that has been the name of this T side.
yuurih given a fight, wins the first cleanly, but can't take it any further. Goes 1 for 1, better than in some of these B holds gone by. Art and Drop still hold the line. They've got to be cautious about Cave. Serato dead in rotation. That's that activation out of Testes. This is either the great unraveling or FURIA digging deep. A man down in a 3v4. They've got to try pick up the pieces. Drop's making a play right now, pressuring down the ramp side, but sjuush is ready for it. And that bomb might have now been invited back. Safe ringing out with the AWP. That might make your mind up for you. They're going to try and split this B site where Art has got to deliver.
No better man than the captain to stand tall in front of his team. He hits his shot. The flank is in, and a 1v1 for all the glory, and maybe for the semi-finals. Down, trying to get us there. He hops past the AWP. Safe runs him down. There is no kit. He's on the clock, and he will keep FURIA in this one. To the beat of the drum, to the screams of thousands, Safe continues to perform.
Holds his nerve in the most important 1v1 he feels like he's ever had to play.
And Stown just standing there in the open, on and off angle, assured in his aim. A battle of brawn, not brain. And Safe will fight, and look at that feeling of relief. We are still here.
The last timeout called from Heroic. The last chance to take a quiet 30 seconds and pre-plan a round. This has to be the solution. FURIA were on the back foot there, and they ground them down. They found a way back in. It felt too far gone for a moment, but Safe has delivered salvation to FURIA, and now they've got to do right by him. Heroic trying to cool off. They're going to go back to basics. Into this A hit. Just dropped all the util down the line. He's going to lob that in. They're grouping. It's this Wolfpack mentality that they displayed to even get to this point. That's how they're going to try and close this out.
And again, it's Safe. The first line of defense. The first AWP to fire. Molly, flash, smoke, you name it, they've got it. They throw everything they have, and he leaves it to chance. Connection not. Serato coming through. FURIA trying to fight this at the front line, but they will pay that price, and they may not sleep good tonight.
Not the way you wanted it to start, but as mentioned, they've been on the back foot. They've been backs against the wall throughout this whole thing. They've got to believe now, or else it was never going to happen. On this rotate, moving out of position, and Testes trying to make a play. Will end up bringing this back into a 4v4. Even odds now. FURIA spurred on as they move in. Jabbi wrestling with the AK. We'll end up feeding the players back in spawn. Art and Safe, the two to try get the job done. Looking for a way into this round, but no fights being offered. Ground being gained, but it's not meant to be. And Heroic close this out. They're going to the semi-finals. They don't let FURIA rise up and battle their demons. They become the big bad. They embody it in Rio de Janeiro. Once more, besting the FURIA squad.